Hello everyone, and welcome to the Algebra 1 guided notes. This is lesson 1.1. The learning objective today will be to simplify numerical expressions and evaluate expressions with variables. So our first vocabulary term is, what is a variable? A variable is a symbol that is used to represent one or more variables. So in math, we talk about a symbol usually in terms of letters, right? For example, something like 5a, where a is the variable. It just would represent some sort of symbol. Okay, now a variable expression is an expression that contains a variable. Well, so for a better example here would be something like 5a, because that is an expression and it contains the variable. In this case, a would be the variable. Okay, and I actually made a mistake up here that a variable is a symbol used to represent one or more numbers, not variables, so that makes a little bit more sense, right? So now a could end up representing a number if this was an equation or if it was a substitution problem. So now a variable expression makes a little bit more sense. It's an expression that contains a variable, which is just a placeholder for a number. So for example, 5a, where a is the variable. Now, a numerical expression is just an expression that names a particular number. For example, we can use a numerical expression like 4.5 times 10 to the fourth. That is an expression that just represents a particular number. All right, when we are simplifying an expression, what we're doing is rewriting that same expression in a compact manner. So we're rewriting an expression in a compact manner. For example, we would be taking something like a plus 3a plus 1 and rewriting that as, by combining like terms, as 4a plus 1. So let's look at a couple of examples here. In the first example, I ask you to simplify each expression. We have to remember, do what's inside the parentheses first. So I'm going to take 42 divided by 6, and that's 7, and add 8 to that for an answer of 15. In the next one, I'm taking 54 and dividing that by the answer I get when I subtract 8 minus 2, and that's 6. And 54 divided by 6 is 9. Now, it's an evaluate, so I'm going to be doing some kind of substitution and replacement. So if a is equal to 5, everywhere I see a, I'm going to write a 5. So that operation shows multiplication, and 7 times 5 is 35. Inside the parentheses, it's really 3 times a, or in other words, 3 times 5. And so it's 15 plus 2, and that is 17. And in this last one, I ask you to evaluate 5 times x, when x is equal to 2, minus parentheses 3 plus y, when y is equal to 9. So I'm doing my multiplication first. That's 10 minus what's inside the parentheses, 12, and that is negative 2. All right, you may move on to the practice.